Has Mark Carney betrayed Canadians? Wages are crashing, housing is unaffordable, and ordinary citizens are being replaced in their own job market. From Indians dominating construction and politics to Filipinos taking over nursing and care homes, Canadians are asking, who is this country really working for? If this hits home for you, help us spread the truth. Like this video, share it with others, and subscribe for more. And if you want to support our work directly, you can buy us a coffee at https://buymeacoffee.com/True North Canada First. Link in the description. Chapter 1. Carney's Empty Promises. Mark Carney rose to prominence as a polished technocrat, a man trusted by global bankers, policymakers, and elites. When his name was floated as a leader for Canada, many thought he would be the man to finally stabilize the economy. Instead, what Canadians got was a leader who spoke of fairness but delivered policies that widened inequality. Carney's speeches often emphasized opportunity for all. But ordinary workers say those words were hollow. For the average Canadian family, opportunities have shrunk, not expanded. Parents who once dreamed of their children entering a strong middle class now worry those dreams are dead. Wages have stagnated under his leadership. An entry-level worker makes barely enough to cover rent, let alone save for the future. The cost of living has risen every year, but salaries remain frozen. This gap has created a two-tiered society, the wealthy elite who thrive and the rest who struggle to survive. For young Canadians, Carney's promises feel especially cruel. Graduates saddled with debt are entering a job market that pays them less than their parents earned decades ago. Even with advanced degrees, many are stuck in low-paying service jobs. They ask, why bother working hard if the system is rigged? At the same time, corporate profits have soared. Banks and corporations, the very institutions Carney is tied to, are reporting record earnings. Their executives enjoy bonuses, while workers are left behind. This widening gap between workers and elites has fueled anger and resentment. Critics argue Carney governs not for ordinary people, but for international investors, multinational corporations, and political insiders. His priorities, they say, are global optics and financial reputation, not the day-to-day struggles of citizens who can't afford groceries. Many Canadians now believe Carney never intended to help the middle class at all. His policies appear designed to protect the wealthy while pacifying the struggling majority with empty promises. The betrayal, they argue, was deliberate. The result is a broken trust. Carney was supposed to be a leader for the people. Instead, he has become a symbol of everything ordinary Canadians despise about politics. Polished words, elite connections, and no real action for those who need it most. Chapter 2. Wages crash, while costs soar. A full-time job used to mean stability in Canada. Today it means barely scraping by. Wages have crashed in real value, and Canadians feel it in every purchase they make. A grocery bill that once cost $100 now costs nearly $200, but paychecks remain the same. Inflation has devoured incomes. Essentials like milk, bread, eggs, and gas are climbing at rates families cannot keep up with. A parent working 40 hours a week no longer covers basic household needs. Many households now rely on 2 or even 3 jobs just to survive. The debt crisis is exploding. Canadians are among the most indebted people in the developed world. Lines of credit, credit cards, and payday loans have become lifelines for families. But these lifelines are traps, dragging households deeper into financial despair. Professionals are also suffering. Nurses, teachers, and skilled tradespeople are leaving the country for better pay in the US, Europe, and the Middle East. Canada is losing its best talent because wages are simply too low compared to the cost of living. Students and young graduates are the most vulnerable. After years of studying, many end up working in retail, rideshare driving, or warehouse jobs. Careers that once promised stability have become unstable gig work, with no benefits, pensions, or future security. Carney's government insists the economy is resilient. But resilience means nothing to the families lining up at food banks. Food banks that now serve not just the poor, but working professionals, even families with both parents employed full-time. The psychological damage is severe. Canadians feel like hamsters on a wheel, running faster but going nowhere. Hard work no longer equals success. Instead, it equals exhaustion, debt, and hopelessness. Wages are not just numbers, they are the foundation of dignity. And in Carney's Canada, dignity has been stripped away as workers toil endlessly with little to show for it. Chapter 3. Housing, the Meltdown. Continues. Housing is Canada's most painful crisis. The dream of owning a home, once considered achievable, is now impossible for many. Toronto, Vancouver, and Calgary rank among the least affordable cities in the world, worse than New York or London. Homes that sold for $400,000 a decade ago now sell for over $1 million. Even modest condos are out of reach for middle-class families. Renting offers no relief. In major cities, rents have risen 30 to 50% in just a few years, forcing families into cramped and unstable living conditions. Tent cities have become a visible scar across Canada. Parks, sidewalks, and underpasses are filled with makeshift shelters. Families who once had stable homes are now homeless, victims of rising rents, evictions, and impossible mortgage payments. Carney promised affordable housing initiatives, but results are slow and minimal. Bureaucracy, red tape, and weak policies have ensured that housing supply cannot keep up with demand. For every new home built, dozens of families are still waiting. Foreign investors have continued to exploit the market, purchasing properties and driving up prices. Empty condos sit as investments while Canadians are forced to live in shelters. Critics say Carney has allowed the housing market to be treated like a casino rather than a human right. The divide between homeowners and renters has become a new class war. Those who own property are watching their wealth grow, while renters see their dreams slipping further away. The middle class is being hollowed out, leaving only the wealthy and the struggling. Young people are losing faith. Millennials and Gen Z are openly questioning whether they should remain in Canada at all. If owning a home, starting a family, and building a life are impossible, what is the point of staying? Housing is more than shelter. It is security, stability, and a sense of belonging. Under Carney's leadership, Canadians are losing all three, and the country is on the edge of a housing collapse. Chapter 4. Indians dominating jobs and politics. In the job market, Canadian workers are being pushed aside. In construction, trucking, and IT, Indian workers now dominate. Companies prefer them because they work for lower wages, leaving locals unemployed or forced into part-time roles. Construction sites in cities like Brampton, Surrey, and Mississauga are filled with Indian workers, while Canadian-born tradesmen report being shut out. The frustration is not just about jobs but about identity. Canadians feel like outsiders in their own industries. In IT and finance, outsourcing has become the norm. Highly skilled Canadians are overlooked as companies recruit directly from India. Many workers complain that hiring managers, themselves of Indian origin, show favoritism in recruitment. Politically, Indian influence is growing rapidly. A rising number of MPs and ministers come from Indian backgrounds, leading to accusations of disproportionate representation in government. Critics say policies are being shaped not for Canadians as a whole, but for specific groups. This dominance has created tension. Locals argue that immigration policies are designed to benefit newcomers at the expense of those already here. Carney's refusal to address these complaints fuels resentment. The cultural divide is becoming sharper. Neighborhoods once proudly Canadian now feel unrecognizable, with locals saying their traditions, jobs, and voices are disappearing. Carney's silence on these issues is seen as betrayal. By ignoring concerns, he has allowed divisions to deepen. The fear is real. If Canadians are losing jobs and political voice today, What will remain for them tomorrow? Chapter 5. Filipinos taking over nursing and care homes. In healthcare, Filipinos dominate nursing homes and caregiving positions. While their contribution is undeniable, Canadians argue they've been locked out of one of the country's most essential sectors. Local applicants often report being rejected in favor of foreign hires. Even when qualifications match, Canadian workers say they are sidelined, while Filipino recruits are prioritized. Employers defend this by pointing to shortages, but critics argue it is about cost. Filipino workers are seen as cheaper and more willing to accept difficult conditions, while Canadian nurses demand fair pay. Nursing homes are already underfunded, and standards of care are falling. Overworked staff are stretched thin with fewer resources to care for vulnerable seniors. Families fear their loved ones are suffering as a result. Canadian-born nurses are leaving the profession out of frustration. They feel undervalued and ignored while foreign recruits fill the positions they once aspired to. The government's fast-track recruitment of foreign caregivers adds fuel to the fire. While Canadians struggle to find work, thousands of new arrivals are funneled directly into jobs. Carney's failure to protect Canadian workers in healthcare is seen as especially cruel. Healthcare is not just a job, it is a vital service, and locals feel betrayed in being excluded. If Canadians cannot get jobs in their own hospitals and care homes, then what jobs are left for them at all? Chapter 6. The verdict on Carney. Canadians once believed Carney would be their champion, but today they see him as a man who betrayed them. Wages are crashing, housing is collapsing, and jobs are being handed away. Indians dominate construction, trucking, and politics. Filipinos dominate nursing and care homes. Canadians are left with fewer opportunities, fewer voices, and fewer chances at the life they were promised. Carney promised fairness, but inequality is sharper than ever. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and the middle class is being erased. Trust has evaporated. Canadians no longer see him as a leader for the people, but as a servant of elites and global interests. Communities across the country are restless. Frustration grows daily, and protests, anger, and disillusionment are spreading. The verdict from ordinary Canadians is clear. Carney has betrayed his people. Whether this betrayal is remembered as incompetence or deliberate policy may be debated for years, but the damage is undeniable. The Canadian dream is slipping away, and under Carney's leadership, many fear it may never return. If this hits home for you, help us spread the truth. Like this video, share it with others, and subscribe for more. And if you want to support our work directly, you can buy us a coffee at https://buymeacoffee.com/True North Canada First. Link in the description. Mark Carney promised hope, but delivered betrayal. Canadians now face low wages, unaffordable homes, and jobs slipping away to others. Has Carney betrayed Canada? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so more people see the truth.